Hi, welcome back to my channel. For those who don't know me, my name is Katharine, and in today's video, I'm going to be talking about my June TBR or to be read list. I can't believe it's June already, almost halfway through the year. It's hard to believe. I feel like the year just started, but that's kind of what I say every single year. The year just goes by so fast, and before we know it, it's gonna be Christmas time. But let's not get ahead of ourselves. Let's just talk about my June TBR or to be read list. For those who have been following me a while, there's my cat Lucy. Little sidetrack situation, but for those who know, I have been trying to read one classic per month and one nonfiction per month. So let's start out with those two books. My classic this month is going to be The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgson Burnett, if I can speak English today. I've been wanting to read this for years now, like ever since I was like a middle grade reader. Technically this is considered a middle grade classic, and I've been wanting to read it for decades at this point, not just years, like decades. And I finally feel like it's the right time to read this because June, technically, half of it is spring and half of it is summer. I think like June 21st, if I'm not mistaken, is the first day of summer. So I feel like this would be not only a great book to have on my classic checklist for this month in June, but I also feel like it's a great transitional book between spring and summer. So I have this on my TBR or to be read list pile. My nonfiction this month is C.S. Lewis's The Weight of Glory. I read Mere Christianity back in April. I should say reread Mere Christianity back in April because I did initially read that in college and I wanted to reread it just to kind of refresh my brain, because when I read things for school, or have had read things for school, may I add, I'm not in school anymore, so I should be using past tense. But anyways, when I used to read books in school, it kind of just went in one ear and out the other. Like, I've always kind of enjoyed reading, but like when I've had to read for school, it became very unenjoyable for me. So like I reread Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis back in April, and it was okay. It was like a 3-star read for me. And when I rate nonfiction Christian living books, I usually rate them based upon like how much I get out of them, if that makes sense. So like it wasn't good and it wasn't bad, like it was just okay. Like I already knew a lot of the stuff that he was talking about in there. Like it wasn't life-changing. I know a lot of people love Mere Christianity by C.S. Lewis, but it was just okay for me. It wasn't like mind-blowing or like out of this world amazing. It was just okay. Like I agreed with a lot of the stuff that he had in there, but it was just not good, not bad. It was just okay. And so I wanted to read another one of his nonfiction books, The Weight of Glory. And from what I have read about this book here, it's like another apologetics books. What am I even talking about? I can't even speak. It's another one of his books that's more on the apologetics side. He writes a lot of apologetics type like Christian living books, if that makes sense. He has a lot of material on like how to defend the Christian faith, and I'm assuming from what I've read about this, it's a similar topic. So I can't wait to get to this. I hope it's a little bit better than Mere Christianity by him, just because I like going into these types of nonfiction Christian living books wanting to learn, but sometimes I'm not trying to sound like I know everything, because I don't, and I don't want to sound like arrogant when I'm saying this, but like I do read my Bible and I do study the word and I go to church and stuff like that. So like I do know like a decent amount about like what I believe, and I can back things up with scripture. So like when I do go into these, like I do want either like encouragement or some challenging topics to think about of what I believe. So I'm not saying that I know everything, because I don't. Like, there's always room for me to learn more about my faith. But like, I like when my Christian living, like nonfiction books are challenging or encouraging or both. So I'm hoping that this does this for me. And then on to what I like to call my wild card books. These are kind of just like my fun books that I like to read throughout the month. I have 3 of these wild card type books, and they are going to be more on the summer side because we are transitioning into summer in June. So let me pull those out. So I have here One Italian Summer by Rebecca Serrell, and from what I understand, this is more of a book about a girl who loses her mom, and they were planning on going to Italy on vacation, but because the mom passed away, the daughter has to go on this vacation alone. And there's elements apparently of magical realism and grief and, you know, a mother-daughter relationship in here as well. And I'm really looking forward to getting to this. I believe this is not considered a romance book, which I don't mind. I think there's just like hints and little subtle elements of romance in it. There is romance, but it's not considered a romance book. I'm really looking forward to getting to this. I'm excited, and I think it would be a great book to transition into summer. The next book that I have on this list for my TBR is an Ellen Hildebrand book. It's called Summer of '69. It's considered a historical fiction book, if I'm not mistaken, hence the title Summer of '69. It literally takes place in 1969, and I believe it takes place in Nantucket, actually, which is really ironic because I'm from Massachusetts. I don't live on Nantucket or Martha's Vineyard or anywhere near Cape Cod, but I do live in Massachusetts, which is close by, which is where Nantucket is. Nantucket is a part of Massachusetts. So I can't wait to get to this. I've heard nothing but good things about Ellen Hildebrand, and I've been wanting to get to one of her books because from what people have described, Ellen Hildebrand is like a very iconic like summer book type author. Like, a lot of people like to read her books like while at the beach or on a boat or on vacation. Like, I've heard nothing but great things, like I mentioned before, about Ellen Hildebrand's writing. So I can't wait to get to this. And then let's get on to the last book that I have on my June TBR. The last book that I have is The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants. As you probably have done, I have also watched the movie when I was younger, and this is by Anne Brashars. I don't know how to pronounce her last name, so don't make fun of me for not knowing how to pronounce her name. But essentially, when I was younger, I watched the movie to this, and I didn't realize it was like an actual book series. So I'm really looking forward to getting to this. This is considered a young adult book, and I don't know what it is but about young adult books, but I love reading young adult books in the summer just because they're lighter and fluffier, and they're not typically like all too deep. So I'm looking forward to getting to this. It's like one of my favorite movies growing up, and I can't wait to get to this when I am reading in June. But yeah, I also wanted to add that you should be looking forward to a video that will be coming out later this month of a reading challenge that I'm setting for myself. It's not necessarily like a group reading challenge, like no one has to do this along with me. Like, you can do it if you want, but like don't feel pressured to. But I will be coming out with a video for a summer reading challenge, and essentially it will take place during the dates of like the actual summer season, which is, I believe, is from like June 21st to like September like 20th or something like that. Whenever summer is taking place, like the season, like whatever those dates are, I will be doing this summer reading challenge. So some of these books on my list here for my June TBR or to be read list is actually going to be on my summer reading list, or summer reading challenge, I should correct myself, because I have like different prompts for myself to do, and some of these books fulfill those prompts. I, for some reason, always associate summer with reading because of the fact, like when I was in school, I was always assigned like a summer reading list when I had to read like 1 or 2 books throughout the summer. And then whenever I went back to school, I would have to like write a paper on the 1 or 2 books that I read throughout the summer. So reading for me like is like such a summer thing. Like of course I read during the other months of the year because I just enjoy reading in general, but like specifically summer reminds me of reading. So the 4 books that I have on my summer reading challenge and also on my June TBR are 4 out of the 5 books on my June TBR. It's The Secret Garden by Frances Hodgkins Burnett, if I can pronounce her name today. One Italian Summer by Rebecca Serrell. The Summer of '69 by Ellen Hildebrand. And The Sisterhood of the Traveling Pants by Anne Brashers. I still don't know how to pronounce her last name. But those 4 books are on my summer reading challenge to fulfill some prompts, but please make sure to keep a lookout for the summer reading challenge that I will be coming out with a video for. This is just like a personal reading challenge that I'm doing, but like I said before, you can join along with me if you want to. But yeah, thank you for watching today's video. I hope you enjoyed watching it. I enjoyed making it. Do all the YouTube things that you know how to do. Like, comment, and subscribe, and I'll see you in my next video. Bye!